Why do we touch the feet of holy people or elders? We live in a time where we greet each other by, hey, what's up? What's going on? How are you? Or we give a hug or a pat on the back, or maybe sometimes a hari om. But in our culture, this touching of the feet called charana sparsha, to touching the feet of elders, of our parents, of holy people, it's part of our culture, it's part of us. And sometimes we wonder, why do we do it? And why do we have to do it? Sometimes children are in a position where their parents say, oh, touch this feet, touch their feet, touch their feet. And the kids are like, oh, okay, we'll do it. But they're not really sure why. So let's explore today the reasons why we touch their feet. Reason number one, we bow down to the ideals that they stand for. When we see someone like a guru, Gurudev, even Gurudev's picture, even Gurudev's painting, we want to just bow down to Gurudev because of the ideals that he stood for. That infinite love of coming from the Himalayas to the plains to share this wisdom with us of the Upanishads so that we can learn from it, reflect on it, and so that we can even share it and live it. Someone who is so selfless, someone who sacrificed their lives just for us. And so when we see Gurudev, we bow down to those ideals. When Mirabai was singing her bhajans and dancing along, people came to her to touch her feet. It's said that even Akbar, the Emperor Akbar, he came in disguise just to hear Mirabai sing, and he even just wanted to touch her feet because she stood for devotion. She stood for Ananya Bhakti, or single pointedness. She stood for surrender. When Sri Rama left Ayodhya to go to Chitrakoot, and Bharat went to follow him and wanted to bring him back to Ayodhya, but couldn't, what did he bring back? He brought back the padukas, or the footwear of Sri Rama, carrying it on his head and placing it at a throne, at an altar where he could worship every day, so that he remembers the ideals of Sri Rama, the ideals of dharma, the ideals of equanimity, the ideals of respect for the elders. So we touch their feet because we bow down to the ideals that they stand for. Another reason is that we touch the feet of our elders, holy people, for blessings, to seek blessings. In the Mahabharata war, right before the war, we have the Kauravas and the Pandavas, the Kauravas on this side, the Pandavas on this side. The war is about to begin. What does Yudhishthira do? Yudhishthira takes off his armor, takes off his footwear, and walks over to the Kaurava side. And everyone is just stunned. Why is he doing this? Because he went to touch the feet of Bhishma, Drona, Shalya, of his elders. He wanted to touch their feet and seek their blessings. And when he did that, he was blessed. And the blessing that they gave him was, may you be victorious. He's fighting against Bhishma, but Bhishma tells him, may you be victorious. And it is that blessing that made him win. If he didn't ask for blessings, who knows what would have happened? Blessings from our elders, from holy people, are priceless. They can really, really go a long way. And so sometimes we touch their feet to seek those blessings. From our parents and grandparents, they normally bless us with a long life, with wisdom, with health, with purity. And it's a very, very beautiful thing. The third reason we touch people's feet is to break our ego. When we touch their feet, the highest part of ours, the head or the hands here, touch the lowest part of their body, the feet. And so it's a kind of surrender and a kind of saying from our part that I'm ready to break my ego. This is what happened to Raja Bali in the Vamana avatar. He was trying to have this sacrifice and rule the entire world. And so Bhagavan Vishnu had to stop it. And he came as a little Vamana, little dwarf. And he told Raja Bali, I want 3 steps of land. And of course, Raja Bali said, yeah, okay, you're so tiny, 3 steps of land. And then he grew really, really big. And with the first step, the first footstep, he conquered over earth. The second footstep, he conquered over the heavens. And now the Vamana avatar said, where will I put my 3rd footstep? And Raja Bali said, put it on my head. Put it on my head. Because Raja Bali knew that his pride had to be broken. His ego had to be broken. So when we bow down to elders and touch their feet, it's a way of also breaking our ego. When Puja Guruji Swami Tejamanandaji was asked, how does it feel to be in his shoes? After Puja Gurudev has left his body, they asked Guruji, how does it feel to be in his shoes? And Guruji said, I'm not in his shoes, but I'm at his feet. It means that he was always in service of Puja Gurudev. Another reason we touch the feet of elders, of holy people, is to receive their energy. When we touch them, their energy transfers to us. It's a whole transfer of energy. And in the life of Holy Mother, Sharada Devi, we can see that so many people just wanted to touch her feet, to be blessed by her. And there were times even her feet would pain and they would ache because so many people would touch them and she would get their vibrations and they would get her vibrations. But she said, never mind, it's okay. Let them get these vibrations. Let them get these vibrations. Do you think I only came here to, to play around? No, I came to give. We also see this in Sri Krishna's life when Vasudeva took him from the jail and carried Sri Krishna on his head, and the Yamuna river parted. When it parted, it yet still rose because it wanted to just touch Sri Krishna's feet. It just wanted to touch the feet of Sri Krishna. And so it wanted that much energy, that much feeling or vibration of Sri Krishna. And so that's why we touch their feet. And of course, the last reason is, it's like doing yoga. It gives us a time, a chance to stretch our muscles. Especially, if we can just touch like that with our hands, or we can bow our heads completely. Or sometimes they do the Sashtang Namaskar, which is all the 8 limbs are flat on the floor and they do the Namaskara. So it's a good way for us to stretch. So this is why we do it, because we respect the ideals that they stand for. We do it to seek blessings from them. We do it to break our ego. We do it to receive their energy. And it's a great way to exercise. Hari Om.